Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this conversation on the wall between cultural values and business values. I'm Annie Allen. I will be your facilitator for this presentation. Today's conversation is truly ripped from the headlines. It's designed to raise awareness and generate thoughts. So whether you're an entrepreneur, wondering what role, if any, you play in the national conversation, or you're a corporate leader or employee contemplating how your corporation's values align with social and cultural responsibilities, today's webinar is for you. So I hope you will join the conversation by putting your comments and reactions in the QA box. We only have about 20 minutes together today, so I will quickly touch on each of these agenda items so I can leave time for your comments. This webinar series is brought to you by iSeek Solutions. We are a management consulting firm. We're a team of expert advisors and facilitators that empower our clients with methodologies, tools, and know-how to achieve transformational change and innovative growth. Our expertise and techniques enable increased revenue, enhanced performance, and create a foundation for long-term success. Okay. Let's get started with the conversation. The breaking news for today is that for too long, companies have distanced themselves from political and cultural struggles, allowing them to remain quiet and not upset the status quo. Recent events, however, have proven that position is no longer acceptable. The wall between cultural values and business values is coming down. The intersection between business values and cultural values is often rooted in misunderstanding, which leads to inaction or reaction. So let's talk briefly about the various components. Values. Values are what we say we believe. There are many values that all good businesses should have, such things as inclusiveness, transparency, trust, diversity, and so on. But these are truly no-brainers and reflect the most basic expectations. And then there's culture. Culture is how we behave. So the question is, does our behavior represent our values? Is the business inclusive? Is it transparent internally and externally? And do they appreciate diversity, and does the organization reflect diversity? Corporate social responsibility. It's a management concept whereby companies integrate social and environmental concerns in their business operations and their interactions with stakeholders. CSR considers such things as environment and community. The concept of CSR has long been embraced by corporations. So how many companies view CSR as more than just a goal or part of their marketing persona? The last component is branding. We generally think of branding as a company's name or logo or even their colors. However, branding has become more than a company's external identification. Branding actually represents the characteristics and the qualities of your values and your culture. It is at the intersection of the components of value, culture, and corporate responsibility. And when they all come together, we refer to that as alignment. Statistics show that a strong majority of the American public believe that CEOs have a responsibility to take a stand on important cultural issues. However, CEOs who speak out on controversial issues risk a backlash from the public. But recent experience from a wave of CEO activism suggests that the short-term setbacks are quickly outweighed by the positive impact on the company. So here are a few examples of brands that are taking bold stands. While we may or may not agree with them, research does show that the public prefers brands speaking up over inaction or silence. The first bold stand is Walmart. Walmart is one of the largest sellers of guns and ammunition in the world. In the aftermath of 2 horrific mass shootings at Walmart stores, Walmart stopped selling handguns and ammunition.
In a surprise move, one of the country's most popular gun sellers is scaling back. Now, Walmart says it will discontinue sales of ammunition often used in assault-style weapons and will discontinue the sale of handguns and handgun ammo. They are also asking shoppers to no longer openly carry inside their stores or Sam's Club.
It should be noted that Walmart has since reversed some of their policies related to the sale of handguns and ammunition in their stores. Perhaps this reversal is related to customer backlash. Bold stand number 2 is Nike. Nike made waves with its ad campaign celebrating former NFL star Colin Kaepernick's right to protest racial injustice by kneeling during the national anthem.
Nike is one of the most recognized and reputable brands in the world. So it's no wonder the world reacted when the brand released a controversial ad featuring NFL free agent Colin Kaepernick.
So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
Despite predictions by internet commentators that the swoosh would go under, and Facebook posts of protesters burning their Nike shoes, the campaign seems to have only helped Nike. The company boasted higher North American sales growth and a better brand image since the campaign. Bold stand number 3 is CVS Pharmacy. CVS became the first national pharmacy chain to stop selling cigarettes and tobacco products in their stores.
Surprising move by the pharmacy chain CVS. It just announced it will no longer sell cigarettes and tobacco products in stores nationwide. The move takes effect at more than 7,600 stores come October 1st.
Now, cigarettes were a lucrative business for CVS. The pharmacy estimated it was taking in $2 billion a year from tobacco shoppers. CVS CEO said that selling tobacco products was at odds with their mission of putting people on a path to better health. Bold stand number 4 includes some of the country's major brands. CEOs of these large, well-known companies spoke out against Georgia's new voting rights law, calling it a deliberate attempt to curb Black Georgians' access to vote.
Major League Baseball, Delta Airlines, and Microsoft are just some of the big name companies speaking out against Georgia's new voting law.
Similar voting bills are being considered in 43 other states. So every day, more corporations are speaking out against such voting bills.
Corporate backlash against Georgia's new election law is mounting, with Apple CEO Tim Cook on Thursday joining the chorus of critics. Major U.S. companies are challenging the law, which many critics say suppresses voting among Black Americans and other racial minorities.
Now, it remains to be seen whether these companies will face boycotts, either by bill supporters or those who oppose the bill. So there's no denying that this is a defining moment for companies to redesign their business as usual practices and policies and showcase true leadership. We can expect the people first mentality will become more powerful and prevalent than ever. Corporations are beginning to accelerate the change that has long needed to happen in their communities. It just took a pandemic to highlight these issues and bring them to the limelight. Also, companies' target audience now includes all stakeholders. That's you and me, and not just shareholders. Consumers want to see that brands actually care and that they're willing to go the extra miles and take a stand on social and cultural issues. And then there's corporate social responsibility. As we discussed earlier, traditionally CSR has been seen as a goal, but now it takes precedent over most other organizational initiatives. Let's hear what is in the news about corporate social responsibility. Actually, let's look at what's in the news. Our nation's business leaders are increasingly concluding that the world's problems are too profound for them to stand silently by. Please join in the conversation by sharing your thoughts and comments in the chat and the QA box. So some questions to consider are, is it time for the wall that divides social and cultural issues to come down? What's your opinion on CEOs speaking out on social and cultural issues? And lastly, how do you address the intersection of business and cultural values within your own company? Again, whether you're an entrepreneur, a corporate leader, or an employee. Thank you for joining our webinar, and thank you for your feedback. If you have any questions or other comments, please reply to the post-webinar survey. Thank you.